Okay, so we're here with period 7, our blue period, to start our unit on matrices. All right, so today you're going to leave this class knowing how to add and subtract matrices. So when we first talk about matrices, you need to know what that means. So this is the singular version. So matrix is when you're talking about one matrix. And then if you have more than one, then it's the plural form, matrices. All right, and so the way we're going to think about matrices in this class is a way to store numbers or data values. All right, so what are other ways that you've stored data values or numbers? That's not a way to store, that's a type of number. How have you stored numbers? Say it again? Graphs? Is that storing? I don't think that's storing. Maybe you do. I'm talking about like not actual literal numbers like in the world of algebra. I think we're thinking really too hard here. What is the way that you organize? Thank you. A table, right? Table can organize numbers or store them, all right? That's what you think of when you think of numbers and storing. But I'm showing you another way with this unit called matrices, okay? So the key thing you need to take away from today is it's all about the dimensions. All right, the dimensions. So the way we do it for matrices is always rows by columns. Okay, rows by columns. All right, so if you're having trouble remembering this, always think of your favorite cola drink, RC Cola. You don't actually have to like it. It's just rows by columns. So RC Cola. That's a way to remember that it's rows first and then columns. So rows are always going to be like this horizontally. So rows like this. Columns up and down vertically. Okay, so rows, columns. Okay, rows, columns. Okay, everybody good? Now, let's look at this first example. All right, it says take matrix A and matrix C and add them together. All right, so before we actually do that, what are the dimensions for matrix A? Rows by columns. 4, I'm not sure we're saying 4, right? It's 1, 2, 3 rows by 2 columns. 3 rows by 2 columns. All right, and this looks like it's times. It's not. It just means by. 3 rows by 2 columns. Like if you were to go to a hardware store, you find the section where they have all the wood, find the dimensions of the wood. That's what it would look like there. There you go. Yes, 3 rows. 1, 2, 3 rows. 1, 2 columns. So 3 by 2. That's called a 3 by 2 matrix. Look at matrix C. What are the dimensions for matrix C? Also 3 by 2. Ah! Nothing? Didn't have it. Also 3 by 2. What? We're still recording? Yes, it did record. I hit record. Right until I hit stop. It's going to be recording. Any other questions? Great. Now that we've decided that they have the same dimensions, you can go ahead and add them together. And the answer is also going to be a 3 by 2 matrix. So what I like to do is to put little placeholders of where I'm going to put my answer. All right. So you guys see all those little dashes there. I'm going to put numbers in those spots. Okay, so here we go. Ready? This 4 is in the first row, first column of that matrix. This 3 is in the first row, first column of matrix C. What is 4 plus 3? And you've just added the first one.
Can you explain that again?
Sure. Let's do the next one. Negative 2 is in the first row, second column of that matrix. This positive 2 is in the first row, second column. When you add those together, you get 0.
Wow.
Any question? Great, excellent. I'm going to go a little faster. Negative 3 plus 0 is negative 3. 10 plus negative 9 is positive 1. 2 plus negative 5 is negative 3. And finally, 6 plus 14 is 20. And you've just added those matrices together. Yes, question. Oh, so right here, if you look, right, they have exactly the same number of rows and columns. If they do not, you cannot add them or subtract them. So today, I need you to make sure first that they have the same exact dimensions. Questions? All right, let's do another one. Example 2. Got to erase that, sorry. It's not there. Let's look at this one. All right, we have matrix B and matrix C, and it wants me to add them together, C plus B. So what are the dimensions for matrix C? So let's say 3 by 2, Frank, or 3 rows by 2 columns. 3, 2 just makes you think you're saying the number 32. Okay, so always put that word by in there, right? By 3 by 2. Okay, so this is 3 by 2. But what about matrix B? It's 2 rows by 3 columns. So 2 rows by 3 columns. Do you see how those are not exactly the same dimensions? So you cannot add them or subtract them together. It says it wants us to add them. We can't do that. So you don't write no solution. You write not possible. No, they are matrices.
But they're not possible.
You just can't add them together. It's not possible to add them together. Leslie. Or the columns. Correct. For today, adding and subtracting. All right. On Friday, we're going to do multiplying. That's very different rules. But for today, oh yes. But today they have to be exactly the same rows and columns. You okay? All right. Questions? No questions? Okay, so everyone take a look at what you're about to do for the at your boards.